Hello everyone, I'm Prakriti P, a first year computer science engineering student studying in SVCA, and today I'm here to speak about the topic stages of design thinking and its benefits in the subject of innovative design thinking. So, today I'll be discussing about what is design thinking, why is design thinking so important, and its origin, stages, and benefits. So, design thinking can be defined as an extension of innovation, which allows us to have and design solutions which are more creative and unique for the end users, with a single by just keeping a single problem statement in our mind. Design thinking also helps us to develop more valuable skills and also helps us to advance in our career. Why is design thinking so important? Design thinking is so important because it helps us to develop more creativity and produce unique and new ideas, and also encourages wide variety of potential solutions and embrace experimentation. Design thinking also helps in fostering creative thinking, assist organizations and people in finding fresh and unusual solutions for their complicated challenges. So now let's move to the next topic, which is the origin of design thinking. The design thinking basically has an history extending from 1950s to 1960s, with roots in study of design cognition and design methods. Design thinking can also be referred to be referred as designatory ways of knowing, thinking, acting, and as designatory thinking. If you have ever heard of design thinking before, you must have also heard about the name Larry Leifer, who is the founding director of Stanford Center for Design Research, and basically he's also known as the uh, inventor of design thinking. Let's move to the next topic, which is the stages of design thinking. There are basically mainly five stages of design thinking, which is empathies, define, ideate, prototype, and test. The first stage is empathies. The empathies it is basically empathy means that the person has an ability to sense other people's emotions and also imagine what the other person might be thinking or feeling. So design teams have done conducted a lot of researchers to have a personal grasp of their users needs, and they have also set aside a lot of assumptions to obtain the insights into the user's world by observing and consulting with the users, and this way they can understand the user's experience, motives, and problems. Here we can see the mapping, empathy mapping, and in the slide. Second stage is define. Define in the stage we accumulate the information which we have created or gathered during the first stage, and analyze observations and synthesize them and define the core problems which are identified so far. And we must also remember to seek to define the problem statement in a human centered manner in the stage. The third stage is ideate. Ideate means that the designers generate more ideas in the session. For example, brainstorming a worst possible idea. Here, participants are allowed to gather with open minds to produce how much of a ideas they want, and address any a particular problem statement without being judged or in a judgment free environment. For example, production managers of the company are charged uh, can maybe charged with coming up with new ideas to reduce production costs. Prototype is the second last step of design thinking. Uh, prototype, we can define prototype, or it is used in the final testing phase of design thinking process. It helps us to determine how the users behave with a particular prototype, and reveal the solutions for the problems, and find out whether the implemented solutions has if the solutions can be implemented, or if it can be successful or not. So, and let's move to the last but the final stage, which is testing stage. And the testing stage is the final solution of the product. This stage, it is tested on a full scale, and it helps us to evaluate whether a solution might or may not work. And the prototype that's considered best after considering the feedback of the customers and end users is implemented. And now we'll be moving to the next topic, which is the benefits of design thinking. Design thinking, there are many benefits of design thinking, and a few of them are listed here. It helps us to increase more innovative output and improve the understanding of the customers. It also helps us to eliminate cognitive fixedness, and it also helps us to enhance the usability and acceptance rate. And one more benefit is that it helps us to be more focused on experimentation and creativity. And it also helps us to offer more solutions to the customers' problems, and expand design thinkers' vision. So now we can conclude by saying that design thinking is very much important for the future designers, and as user needs, and which uh, helps us to produce solutions for the user needs and come up with more designs. And it also helps the future designers to come up with more creative solutions for their problems, and it helps the person to think out of the box. It also continuously illustrates existing products and create which helps us to create new ones and meet the customer's pain points, and as they arise. And it helps us to lead which helps us to lead to a greater business performer over the time. It makes it easier to have an impact and purpose. And it also helps us to do more promotions and make more career moves. And design thinking also helps the future designers to discover more knowledge through exploration, and it also helps the students to define a problem, identify them, and develop potential solutions. And it also helps us to determine ways to access to work. The main goal of design thinking is that in the design thinking process, we can come up with solutions, products, services that is very much desirable by the user, and it is economically viable from the business perspective, and also technologically feasible. So thank